Here, JB here. Hope everyone's doing outstanding. Thursday, May 29th, 324. Really quick rant. I actually don't have all my charts up here, but one of those days kind of rough. Well, I would say wasn't really. It just when we have the gap. I don't like gap days, right? So when I've said that a lot on the watch list, if you read the watch list, when we're up a 0.5%, 1% on the gap, typically the odds are we don't have continuation, either some chop or we have a pullback. And if you're looking, if you're in calls, that's probably not good for calls unless you're in the day before, right? And then if we don't get follow through and you don't close at the open, a lot of times the premiums come out. So it makes it a frustrating session, especially as we're near the end of the week, right? So if you're in weekly strikes and it's a Thursday or a Wednesday or even worse, a Friday, it's not a fun day, right? So the good thing about today, I mean, they'll look at the headlines after the close. I mean, the market's up a 30% here. At least the S&P is. It could have we could have had a reverse and sell, right? We could have uh, reversed the gap at the open and then sold off and broke under 586. But sure enough, I talked about the trading range on the SPY 586 to 597, and we hit 506.07 right at the noon hour, as there were reports that POTUS and their administration are trying to get the Supreme Court before the weekend to try and get this tariff halt overturned. But now it looks like there's a report that they're going to allow them to keep the tariffs in effect for now. You know what? It's just more uncertainty, right? But I mean, to me, the good thing is deals are happening. So like, if the point of the tariffs was to start the framework of getting deals done, then that's a success so far, right? So if the plan was to have 145% tariffs on China from the get-go, then this is not a good thing, right? Because I will say that, supposedly they think all this is going to get overturned, or there's other rules that they can apply to do these tariffs. You know what? I'm not an expert in that field. I don't pretend to be. I just know it's just you saw the open today, and I'm like, I wish we had some follow through, but it was like today is kind of like the day I would have thought we would have had if NVIDIA had the earnings it had, and we just had decent, GDP number came in a tenth of a percent better than expectations, almost flat, right? Um, Jobless claims not too bad. So you would think this is the kind of day you thought we would have without that news yesterday afternoon. So the only good thing, it gave an opportunity to get out some calls. So take a look at a SPY. I mean, I would love to see it close over 590 here. I don't know if that's going to happen. We have 33 minutes to the close. Tomorrow we get PCE data. That's certainly a little more important now that the whole tariff situation. You have Powell and Trump talking today, so I don't know what that looks like. After the close day, we still have earnings. So you have Dell, Ulta, Zscaler, ESTC, and some other names. So really quick on those. So that's kind of the overall market. So just chop, annoying, frustrating chop here today because the names, and there's a decent amount of names in the green and there's some decent amount in the red, but those names haven't moved too much since the open. And if they have moved, it's mostly been to the downside, which if you recall is not good. All right. So it brings me to Wayfair. So, yesterday afternoon after the news or evening, I'm like, oh, the Wayfair is going to $50, right? With that news yesterday afternoon. But then as you get more clarity and details, you're like, at least maybe it's gonna be higher tomorrow. So it was gapping. It was like 46 in the early hours and 45, then 44. Opens up at 43. What did it open? 43.37. Goes all the way up to 43.99, and it's been kind of chopping around ever since. So 9:45 it dipped. Still like this one to head higher, and I put on a watch list. I was going to get out my strikes, the rest of my weekly strikes. I got those out for over 1,000%. So that's a win. Makes up for some other trades this week, and I'll continue to hold the June strikes. I was trying to get the June strikes out for 100%, but they were like 95 cents a dollar, and the spread was wide. I couldn't get filled. If I was going to get a fill, it'd be at $1.20. So didn't get those. So I'll just continue to hold that. Again, I think it's the 42.24 now for the 200-day moving average. It's 42.58. I think it heads higher in the coming days and months. You also, I was talking about this morning, the At Home, I guess, a big online furniture retailer, and I think they have locations as well, was acquired. I think the ticker was Home back in the day. Never traded it though. Supposedly they're going bankrupt or going to file bankruptcy. That definitely bodes well for W. That's that. And then the frustrating name, GameStop, down nearly 11% this week after the news. He finally acquired 4,700 Bitcoin. I'm sure there'll be details at some point. I don't know if it's going to be in earnings, but it's like the same kind of playbook with GameStop that's happened time and time again. It happened with its last earnings. Yeah, you thought, okay, this is the time it's going to break out, and then became a sell the news. But then over the course of the coming weeks, it was much higher than where it was. I think similar scenario here. So we have kind of like a sell the news. I was hoping it was going to hold 30. Maybe we'll get back over 30 into the close, some decent volume since about 310 from 29.30 all the way up to 29.70. It's right here, 29.60. Close over 30. I'll be patient. But I'm going to add some more strikes, I think. To me, in my opinion, the thought doesn't change there. I think there's a lot more folks in this now. And it's, back in the day, it used to be, oh, it's going to squeeze huge short interest. But to me, that's not the story anymore, right? I think it's a cash cow. And, who knows what else they might do with their money, how much more offerings they have planned. But I can see this start going 35, 40, 45, 50. So that's the thought process there. Timing a little off yesterday. I mean, I locked the rest of my May strikes in, so that was a good thing for some nice profits. I mean, excuse my Junes, and then I waited, patient, got the Julys. Maybe my time I could have waited to today, but I'll continue to look for opportunities to play that one for upside. And then Joby, I mean, normally an inside day would be a good day for after the huge move yesterday, but it went all the way up to highs 918, almost 920 early in the morning, and then it just gave it all back. And it opened, it looked like it was going to open and sell off, and instead it opened lower and then just rallied. So it was 855 or so, and we're at 850 right now. So pretty much right where we opened, but then it rallied and then gave it back. I'm like, wow, that would have been a good chance for the bears to take control. It looks like, no, they waited for the highs in the morning and then sold it off. So still like this one. I'm going to look for some more strikes at some point to play for more upside. Again, I think the story when I was looking at it, when I was trading it back in November and then early in 2025, we're 6 months ahead in the story. And then in another 6 months, it's where the actual revenue and stuff, those the the fruits of all the labors are going to finally bear. The fruits of the labor are going to bear fruit. I guess I would call it, right. So that's Joby. And then last but not least, here's Dell. And I'm staring at W trying to get out the weeklies. Dell's at like 115. Did it open at 115? 115.46. And then it just boom, right at the open, sold off, similar to some of the other names. So, by the time I looked, my spec lotto calls were, I wouldn't call them lottos, but the plan was to lock them in before the end of the day today. But I wasn't going to salvage them, right? I mean, we've seen moves on Dell before. I think it trades higher after earnings, but who knows? I not only that, I had HPQ yesterday, and I'm like, if Dell does the opposite of what HPQ does, and kind of it would almost like surprise people, and then all it's got to do is trade 125 or so, and I think open 127, 128, and the calls will be solidly in the green. So I'm just going to continue to hold those. Don't really. I mean, I do have a choice, but there's so many times over the years where I have a position. It's a Thursday, I close it out, and then Friday there's an upgrade, there's some kind of catalyst, and you miss out on some crazy moves. So I mean, the odds in my favor. Right now, would I take a lotto on Dell? But I mean, I would do a lower strike, but it's the cards. This is how the cards have been dealt. So I'm not going to sit there and try and get out, and the spread's a little wide on the out of the money strikes. So probably not going to get filled unless I hit the bid. So I don't want to do that. All right. That's that. That's kind of Joby. That's Dell. I'm trying to think of some of the other names. When I had on the watch list, if the SPY broke 590, I was going to look for some SQQQ calls. But as it started to break, I'm looking at SQQs, and I would have to go out to the 2450s. And then I look now, and as the day was progressing, I'm like, those would have been red. So uh, I just passed on adding a hedge, but I'll continue to look at SQQQ as a potential hedge play. Still watching RH. I mean, Restoration Hardware. RH was all the way at 195 in the pre-market and higher, and here it is back at 183. Almost like they're hitting reset button on this one. So at some point, I'll add some strikes. I almost got tempted to add some Reddit today. I mean, that one, just yesterday at this time, I was talking about how it was actually closing right near the highs. Today, I mean, all the way up to 114, and now it's pretty much $6 off it, no, $5 off its high in a matter of 3 hours. So maybe tomorrow's the day for some spec lottos on that one. And that's it, folks. Let's have a great day. I'll be back on audio later. Rock and roll.